Turning 70 is like standing at the edge of a wide ocean and realizing you've spent your whole life swimming against waves. Some waves you conquered, others nearly drowned you, but here you are still breathing. And one day, quietly, peacefully, almost without notice, you stop. Not because you can't anymore, but because you finally realize you don't have to. This is my story. I stopped visiting people after 70. Family, friends, neighbors, long-lost acquaintances. I stopped going to their homes, stopped attending every event, and stopped showing up out of obligation. And you know what? I never looked back. It wasn't anger. It wasn't bitterness. It was clarity. And in that clarity, I found peace I never knew I was allowed to feel. Here are the 6 honest, deeply personal reasons why I made that choice. And why I have no regrets. In my youth, energy felt endless. I would work all day, cook, clean, raise children, help neighbors, attend weddings, funerals, birthdays, you name it. I thought that's just what life demanded, and I gave it my all. But at 70, energy becomes something different. It's no longer fuel, it's currency. It's precious. I began to notice how drained I felt after certain visits. Not physically, but emotionally. I would return from someone's home feeling smaller, unheard, or simply invisible. Smiling, nodding, listening, trying to fit in, wondering why. I even went. One day I asked myself, why am I spending this precious energy on visits that don't uplift me? The answer was unsettling. It wasn't love. It wasn't joy. It was habit. And habit is not a good enough reason when you're in the final chapters of life. Now I invest my energy in people who pour into me, not drain me. And if that means fewer visits, so this one stings, but it's true. For decades, I kept visiting people who never visited me. I excused it. Okay, they're busy. They don't drive. Maybe next time. But year after year, the invitations only went one way. Even birthdays and holidays became one-sided rituals. I would arrive with food, gifts, and warmth and leave with silence in return. No one called the next day. No one asked if I got home safe. No one came to see me when I was ill. There came a time when I thought, if I died tomorrow, would they even notice I stopped coming? That thought changed me. I realized I was participating in relationships that were rooted in convenience, not connection. So I stopped. And guess what? Most of them didn't even notice. It hurt, but it also healed. 'Cause when you stop showing up for people who don't show up for you, you finally make space for people who will. I don't know when visiting people became exhausting instead of enjoyable. Maybe it was when the world started valuing noise over nuance. I'd sit at someone's home and realize we weren't talking anymore. We were competing. Who had the better vacation? Whose children were more successful? Who had more surgeries? More hardships? More reasons to be admired or pitied? No one was really listening. Everyone was waiting for their turn to speak. I found myself shrinking. During these conversations, what happened to stories, laughter, listening with warmth? At 70, I no longer have the desire to prove myself. I don't need to impress or outdo anyone. I just want peace, presence, and genuine human connection. If I can't find that in someone's living room, I'd rather stay in my own. In my younger years, silence felt awkward. It had to be filled with laughter, music, chatter, movement. But now, silence feels like home. Doesn't judge me. It doesn't interrupt me. Doesn't expect me to perform. When I stopped visiting people, I discovered how loud their homes had become, not just with sound, but with tension, gossip, criticism, noise. There was always someone being talked about, someone being mocked, someone being envied. And I realized I don't want to carry other people's opinions anymore. Silence gives me peace. In silence, I read, reflect, walk, pray, and reconnect with myself. There's no pressure to be witty, interesting, or agreeable. Sometimes the greatest conversations I have now are with the quiet inside me. This reason might sound petty to some, but to me, it was revolutionary. I got tired of being the only one who tried. For years, I was the glue that held relationships together. I called first. I visited first. I apologized first. I remembered birthdays. I made the travel plans. I brought the gifts. I took the pictures. But glue eventually runs out too. One day, I just stopped. I didn't call. I didn't drive across town. Didn't chase people who didn't care if I was in their lives. In the silence that followed, it was deafening, but it was honest. That silence told me everything I needed to know. I mattered when I was useful, not when I was just me. Now I give my presents to people who meet me halfway or not at all. That's my peace. This is the most powerful truth I've learned. My life is no longer in service of everyone else's expectations. I spent decades being a daughter, sister, wife, mother, aunt, friend, caregiver. I wore every hat, played every role, showed up when no one else would. But I lost myself along the way. After 70-something shifts, mortality becomes real. You realize how little time is left in, how much of it you've already given away. So I reclaimed it. I stopped visiting people who drained me, hurt me, ignored me, or only called when they needed something. I chose stillness over obligation, solitude over pretense, boundaries over people-pleasing. And do you know what I discovered? I didn't lose anything that mattered. I only lost illusions. Some will say I gave up. Some will say I became antisocial, bitter, or cold. But those who truly know me know the truth. I chose peace over performance. Stopping visits wasn't an act of rebellion. It was an act of self-respect. I stopped forcing connections that weren't mutual. I stopped chasing people who never looked back. I stopped putting myself last in every relationship. At 70, I finally gave myself the gift I had given everyone else my whole life: care. So no, I don't visit people like I used to. And no, I don't feel guilty, because now I visit myself. And I've never felt more at home.